12 or 15 spawners at a time.
Yeah, that did have a lot to do with it. And I am perfectly happy to exploit the hell out of everything.
Yeah.
And it's half the fun of Minecraft. Learning how to exploit shit. I'm gonna have to, because I might start doing a 1.6 playthrough, you know, solo. And if I do, it's going to be very odd for me to build, you know, the single skeleton spawner trap.
Well, just put in the 1.6 version of Highlands and Dungeon mod. Or City mod. I think everything we use is updated for 1.6 by now.
I'll have to switch sometime then, because I want a horsey.
We just can't do it while we have a world in progress.
Oh, yeah.
What happens when we update Highlands in the middle.
Yeah.
Rocks fall and everybody
What
dies.
I like to refer to as James errors.
Yes, James errors.
Name it Butt Stallion. Well, yes, if I get a horse,
okay,
I have...
That counts as talking, by the way.
It does.
So, if your goal is still to not talk for the playthrough, you failed.
Toads doesn't. Yes, it
yes,
does.
I can read.
No, it counts even more since you had to correct yourself, because it means you're talking more.
It means you actually care about the communication.
Yeah.
I nearly choked on my seltzer.
Oh, see, she's communicating with us openly and honestly about her feelings. That's totally how human communication works.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like a normal game now.
Yeah. Well, now she laughed. See? Everything's back to normal.
I heard the noise. It sounded more like a little choke, but...
It could also have been. Sometimes she does choke on, you know, my words. I don't know. Ow, I'm on fire.
Did she set you on fire?
No, surprisingly.
Still blazes, I'm sure.
No, that was me. I set myself on fire by accident.
Your blaze?
Sometimes. I thought it was eye sockets. Why aren't my eyeballs in somebody's fingers? Krieg. Complete and total lunatic. Alright, I'm cleaning out over this, I nominate not Jay. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of not Jays out there. We can find one. No? You don't have voting privileges. Because, as we all know, dicks aren't allowed to vote. No.
I'll have
Oh, no, wait.
Here and combine all these bows sometime.
Oh, no, wait. I keep forgetting. Dicks actually are the people that generally who decide who gets nominated. Run, puppy. Ow.
What?
There was a puppy up here where I was setting off the TNT, and I didn't want him to die, so I just kicked him off the edge of the building, where he fell down into a pit. But he's not dead.
No, he just went to a farm.
Yeah.
Upstate Vermont.
Exactly. Yeah, see, my parents never lied to me about that shit. I always, I always wondered why you wouldn't just be honest to your kid about that.
Because you're a bad parent.
Yeah, like, well, you know, lie to them constantly.
Insulate them completely from reality.
Yeah. That's something you tell kids about. Though I will admit I will probably lie to my kids about Santa, because it is a harmless lie. And you know what? It's part of being a kid.
And see, I don't even... Like, I remember a point where, you know, I believe there was Santa. But I think I was about 4. And, yeah, definitely Krampus.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
But I think I was about 4, and...
Why are you angry at me, puppy? Why did you kill me? Oh, no, he died. Poor puppy. But, yeah,
Just
sorry.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to remember anyway.
Yeah.
No, there just was some point when I was still very young that I knew that, okay, Christmas presents come from my family. You know.
Damn it, puppy. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure at some point they sat me down and were like, look, this isn't really how this works. You know. I can't remember that actually happening.
I remember very clearly when I was told, but I had already known for a number of years.
Of course, I should also note alongside this that when I was, let me think, 8 years old, the family decided to stop celebrating Christmas entirely. So,
well.
I'll take it. Okay, now I just got to do the hat.
They made a very convincing argument to me about that, which is, and this is going to be almost verbatim. Do you want to have a bunch of presents one day of the year, or would you like one or two things all the time?
That's a good argument.
I mean, it doesn't take being a smart kid to know the math on that one.
No, nah.
And, you know, from then on, I just got things, you know, little bits here and there.
Yeah.
All year.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't really have a problem with it. It was difficult to explain to other people.
Yeah.
I remember this one particular conversation. My dad used to work at a gas station in the early 90s. And basically he worked second shift, my mom worked first shift, and there was like an hour or so overlap. So I would go and sit at the gas station with him until my mom could come pick me up on her way home. So one night, there was this woman in there buying her gas, and I don't even remember how it started, but she found out that I was homeschooled, which had just started that same year, I think.
Yeah.
And she was just like all aghast that I could be, you know, denied the experience of going to school with other kids or something like that.
But they're all assholes.
Not really the point, but yes. And she said, so next thing you're going to tell me is that you've taken away his Christmas too. My dad's like, well, actually, even at age 8 or 9, as I was at the time, that was like one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, because it didn't matter to you. Why the hell would it? And
well,
this
it was just hilarious how upset she was getting over all this stuff that I didn't care about.
Yeah. It's always hilarious when shit that doesn't matter to you bothers someone deep in their soul. Like, whatever. Yeah, I very clearly remember the conversation because I had figured out, like, probably by about the age 8 that there wasn't a Santa. I just never mentioned it because everyone kept talking about him, so I assumed it was something you were supposed to do.
But
like,
none of the logic made sense.
No, it didn't. So,
alright, time to cross the mountain.
I think it was like when I was 12 or so, I was out, like, at, you know, I think it was Caldor with my mother.
At what?
Caldor. It was a fairly large chain of stores, sort of like, you know, Sears and Roebuck.
Department stores.
Yeah. But, we're out, and we were just getting ready to go home, and she paused for a moment and looked at me like, you know there's no Santa, right? It's just something people tell each other and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes, I'm aware. And
so,
she's like,
just completely out of the blue?
Yeah, just completely out of the blue. You know there's no Santa, right? I'm like, yes, I know.
Well, that is because I was an embarrassingly old child when I figured that out.
Well, you were very trusting,
yes,
is the
I
thing.
was very trusting and very gullible, and when I found out, it was like, no, you have betrayed my tiny trust. It actually upset the hell out of me.
Yeah, because she apparently, I didn't want to mention that part, because she was like, oh good, because when I told your brother, he just was irreconcilable.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I figured it out. But no, you were always very trusting. That's the problem.
Yes.
I'm sorry, my favorite part of this is still just, you've betrayed my tiny trust.
Yeah.
I forget where I first saw that, but I'm pretty sure it's something Angel quoted to me.
Yeah. It was, I think, a picture of a kitten on lolcats being given a bath. But yes. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
And where the hell are these creepers appearing from, just falling down this pit?
Boners?
Boners, probably. But,
Boners?
Respiration, protection, and
boner purse. But yeah, well, being poor, well, that's the thing. Rob and I never actually asked for anything in particular. We just got stuff occasionally, or, and it was usually related to our interests.
yes,
But yeah,
You
ask.
had good attentive parents.
yes.
Yes.
And see, mine were... Well, now, see, that would be a good indicator, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because, when you wake up that Christmas morning and start unwrapping things, and you notice none of these boxes are big enough to house a bazooka.
There's no Santa right then.
Yeah.
Fucking creepers! Where the hell are you coming from? Alright.
I was gonna
Alright.
say something, but the bazooka thing totally threw me off.
Oh, it's
Oh, no,
snowing.
one of the things my parents were really good at was, one of the things they were really good at was, like, keeping up with the toys I did have.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't usually end up with duplicates, and that was really proven at the height of, Ninja Turtles.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because, like, 2 or 3 times a week sometimes, depending how many toys were around at a given time, they would come home. One of the grocery stores nearby, it was kind of like a, proto Walmart Supercenter thing. It wasn't a huge toy section, but it was pretty decently stocked. I got a lot of my action figures from there. And, one or both of them would come home and... Well, they weren't both out at the same time. Not the point.
Yeah.
Getting hung up on details, but they would come home and usually bring me, one new Ninja Turtle-ish thing, and it was something I didn't have, and
Indeed.
I
Awesome.
don't even think they understood how they were able to do that properly, but
It's that magic that comes from multitasking and being a good parent.
yeah, I mean, I would kind of imagine it's paying attention,
Yeah, attentiveness is very important. Well, I think actually, and this is actually related to the same thing, related also to when I went, there's probably not a Santa, was, alright, it was, I forget what Christmas it was, what year it was, but there was a specific line of Ghostbusters toys out. And... they were the ones that when you got them wet, they would change colors. I can't remember what the hell the brand was called. But
Slime Heroes.
Yes. And I, had from Santa gotten a Venkman in that line, Peter Venkman. And then from my aunt and uncle, who I remember my parents stressing several times, oh yes, well, Santa always makes sure to check with us, or check, that way, you never get duplicate toys. I got a duplicate of him from my aunt and uncle.
right.
And it was one of those where they're trying desperately for, like, a brief second to figure out how to justify it to me, or at least my mother is, and I go, it's probably that my parents are, my parents are Santa. Oh, well, they tried. Or, they tried, or they do this for us, out of love. Alright, that's okay. And I went, here, you can have it, and gave it to Rob.
Yes.
And the immediate look of relief on my mother's face was, hilarious. Because, it was just, oh, here, you can have it. You didn't get this one.
It was the Freight Features Ghostbusters.
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, I just remember that because that was probably the moment where that was the moment where it kind of went, oh, it's just them. Yeah, it wasn't upsetting. It was just, oh, so that's how that works. Huh. Just, well, here.
I think the reaction to that also kind of depends on the kind of, just like the way you think about things in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always been concerned with how things function.
Yeah, I
It's
want
not enough to know that they do.